Welcome. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the Ultimate Game Development Software Bundle by Leartes Studios on Humble Bundle. It contains a lot of items here, 61 to be exact. It's made for both Unreal and Unity, so it depends on the item. If you can see the icon on the top right, you can see there are a lot of environments: steampunk, dark medieval, Asian, cathedral, cyberpunk stuff. And the icon at the top right tells you whether it's for Unreal or Unity. The Unreal ones I'll talk about later. You can redeem on the Epic launcher, which gets added to your library. And there are lots of items here. I don't know how much I would say it's still not enough. There are weapons as well, characters, sound effects, VFX as well, but there is some problem with that. I'll talk about it later. I wanted to cover it earlier, but I was busy in the last few days, but at least better late than never. Some environments like this vintage room environment and the bank have been one of the free for the month assets this year. So yeah, and you get also 70% off discount coupon for Gumroad stuff. It supports direct relief, and the bundle details. It talks about how it is made for both engines. And I don't know, was it here or somewhere? It says that you can also redeem this on Unity Store, but that's not the case. The Unreal stuff gets redeemed on the Epic Launcher, like I said, and the rest gets redeemed on Gumroad, even if they are for Unity. For this bundle, there are different 3 price points. The first one being $1, 1 USD. You get fairly good stuff actually, not bad. For the 20, you get 30 items, which still is very, very good. But for $10 more, you get all the 61 items. It's definitely worth it. Even if you're not gonna use the Unity stuff, for Unreal, it's enough. Now to redeem on Gumroad, you go to the item and you choose the license. I choose Studio. Then I click purchase. For me, it's purchase again. There is a discount code here. You put the discount code here. One thing to be noted about, if you have one space, if it gives you an error, it's probably one space in the beginning. You have to click backspace. It's an extra space, that's why it gives you error. You click apply, and then all the payment options should be gone just to be a redeem or something. That's something to be noted about. As for the Unreal stuff, I've made a lot of other Humble Bundles. I'll link that and how to redeem on there. Starting with the Dark Medieval Mega Pack. There are these horses or mini stables, pigs. These are rigged, by the way. And the environment itself, it's, as the name suggests, it's dark environment. There's not much light, especially when I'm using it for Lumen. Probably these are like the demo scenes are made for baked lighting. Let's change that a bit so we can preview it better. Can disable the post process. Still the inside is dark. So we remove all the environment or sky related stuff, and I will just put the ultra dynamic sky blueprint here. And everything looks like you would expect in a normal village. Interior still is dark. That's one of the downsides of using Lumen for interiors. Directional light is simply not enough by itself. So yeah, actually the environment and the props are good. These are modular props. And there are other demo scenes, but and yeah, the sequencer stuff also is included. There are also skeletal meshes included here, but not added in the level. Even with the level that says with the characters, it was still, I couldn't see them. These are the characters included, along with the along with the animals, which are the horse, pig, and rat. There are, I think, two different types of horses. One with the made to be pulling a carriage, and the other is just normal. This is like the plague doctor. Actually, the texturing on these characters are really good. This is the other normal horse. One thing about normal horse that eye material is not added. It is included. You just have to apply it. Yeah, you can. These are like low poly stuff. The collision is not bad. I mean, modular stuff usually have simple shapes, so collision wise, not that problem. The dimensions of textures, they're mostly 2K, but there are some 4Ks in there. The VFX are old cascade system, but it should be easy to integrate to Niagara or to convert. This is the rig. It is made for the UE4 mannequin. For some reason, when I try to add it to the UE5 mannequin, it has this kind of problem, and this goes for all other skeletal meshes, humanoid skeletal meshes included in all of their packs. You can see it may probably need some retargeting or changing of the skeleton, but it does work properly with the UE4 mannequin. Let's add that to preview them. So yes, works properly. The other environment is the steampunk, and these also contain characters, three. They have the same problem, and like I said, all the other characters included in this bundle, they all have the same problem. At least when using UE5 animation, trying to use UE5 animations on them. So yeah, let's look at the environment itself. We got some retro style steampunk cars. These actually look good. These are also drivable. There are blueprints included. It just needs some fiddling with the input setting in the blueprint to match it to your project. So let's look at that. And oh yeah, I have problem with this camera. It kind of happens sometimes. Let's try again. So yeah, there are static meshes and skeleton meshes included for those weapons, and these are like the background buildings, which are probably just scaled up versions of them. This is the overview level and can be seen sort of modular. These are the decals, steampunk lock, bench, and yeah, the cars. I guess it's skeletal and static meshes both included. This kind of blimp and a balloon, which are really nice. Collision is not bad. Once again, it's probably because of the simple shape, but you know, that clock doesn't look that good. Characters are at the end, the top, not top left, but probably on the left side of the viewport. This is for the setting mesh, this is for the blueprint. You can see the parts that are rigged. The next one is the Shotgun Volume 2. These are really nice. I actually have the combo, which includes Volume 1 to 3. These are static meshes, they are not rigged, and they do look amazing. They are kind of low polish, they're not high poly, but they look very, very good. I don't know how much I would say it. Like, I think it was originally made by Decagon, but I don't know. Was it in collab with them? But yeah, these are like the Western guns that I made a review about, which is also one of the volumes included with this one. You can see that the separated parts are also included, so you can easily rig them in software or even Unreal, or make interactive experience with it. And the UVs are just awesome. Typically, Leartes stuff, they're very, very good at UVing. Also, the symmetrical parts are being reused as much as possible. And there are material parameters, not for this one specifically, but mostly there are material parameters for their meshes. The master material they use have customization options. Next one is the Asian Canal. I don't know, I don't have much to say about it. It looks good, has its own style. May fit well with the sleigh animation sample environment there, the building. It's the lightning only view mode. You can see they're mostly low poly. Actually, most, if not all of them, are low poly. The ones that are included in this bundle. The collisions are good. This is the bank. This has been one of the free for the month at some time this year, if I'm not mistaken, or was it last year? It is interior as well, so you can go up the stairs into the other floor. Once again, lumen isn't that great for interior lighting. This one is one of the cyberpunk weapons. I can't recall what its names properly. These are the separated static mesh. This is also drivable. The blueprints are included once you fiddle with the inputs. There are sounds included, but I cut them out actually. I shouldn't have. This is the Cyberpunk structure set. You can see it feels like the set is tilted. You have to click an item and hold Alt and try to rotate around it. It should fix it. This is yet another sci-fi cyberpunk environment. This is suitable for exterior only. Just a small demo scene. This is yet another cyberpunk sci-fi related asset. It's the lab, still cyberpunkish. This is not bad actually. Looks good. Next is Cyberpunk Restaurant. Who would have guessed, right? Another cyberpunk stuff. It has a second floor, and these are decals of the writing and the logos, so you can those can easily be taken out if you want a somewhat cleaner environment. And yeah, I cannot show much detail about them unless I find something irregular with it, as there are too many assets that I have to go through. This is the Leartes office environment. Yes, that's what it's called. We do have to change some of the brightness compensation in the post process. Nice environment, not bad. Maybe a bit too bright for this room. This is the exterior. Yeah, these are just one piece. And some arcade machines with their logos and other assets in there. This is the modern office. Not bad. I do like the style of this one. Still low poly. It's using opacity mask. Kind of noticeable from the jagged lines. But yeah, I do like the style on this one. And the architectural style. Next is the post-apocalyptic weapon volume 1. The details are very good on this one. These are just static meshes. They're not rigged or anything. They do look excellent. There's also the volume 2. Quality is top notch. Some of it are sculpts. So this is the abandoned pool. As the name suggests, it's an abandoned pool. There is like an aircraft crashing or has crashed down the top. These are the seats. The lighting may be dim here. It's the upper floor with what remains of the aircraft. Was supposed to be an aircraft. This is the exterior. The leaves are not moving, they're just static. I mean, that's not the main part of the environment. You can see the traffic lights with the roads. This one is like a stylized temple, if I'm not mistaken. You can see there are some sort of VFX there. Would be suitable for one-shot environments, most probably. And we have classroom with hallway environment. You can see the bricks get tiled or repeated, but there is not much floor to be that noticeable. So let's go in. Like the name suggests, these are modular. So yeah, let's go up the stairs into outside. But you can extend these environments to make somewhat a complete school actually. These are the lockers. These are not separated different parts, they're just one piece. Either they are opened or just closed. This is the classroom with the chairs, whiteboard. You can see the lumen flickering light. Actually, let's increase the compensation here. Much better. Air conditioner and a world map. Next is the truck, but the construction truck, but the problem is that the demo level of them is empty. So I'll just add the vehicles here. It actually contains two vehicle. I thought it was only contained one, but it does also contain a whole truck besides the regular dump truck. But I think that's kind of a mistake because it's a different product on itself, which is kind of funny because I actually grabbed a different whole truck on the marketplace during this Black Friday sale. Just so you know, there are other construction vehicles available on the marketplace, which was released by Epic themselves from Twinmotion, if I remember correctly. Those are static meshes though, but they are also very high quality. These are drivable also. Only the blueprint with this one is included, the other one is not. You can brake, but as seen here, the setup is not super correct. But it's good basic functionality. One thing to mention is that these are actually separate projects, but I just imported it into my project by copying the files, of course. I think I'm back to that bug with the camera again. Now the dump box, or the box in the back, can also be raised like it usually should be, along with the door on the back gets opened and the hydraulic system there. You can see it. Which is really nice. You can see that there are animation blueprints there. Next is the fantasy interior. When you first go into it, using dynamic lighting, you can see it's everything is super bright, overexposed. So you hide the post process and decrease the sun intensity, and also delete this sky sphere mesh there. When you go in, it's not bad. Actually, this kind of it's like a hybrid, kind of stylized. However, it's like it does have details to it, even though it's like that. So I think that's what they mean by fantasy there, having some realistic aspect to it while not being super stylized without detail. And you can see the door here is wrong because the frame and the door have their materials assigned in a wrong way. You just have to interchange them and they will look correct. And each thing here is like the spider web and the meshes here, the bottles, they are each a different mesh. Next is the stylized Greek island. I actually like this one. It's basic, but it looks good. This is the main floor. We can see this teleport type of door here. And to view the entire scene, you can see these are just for decoration. And we have the Victorian interior. The quality of this one is good. As always, you kind of have to tone up the exposure compensation a bit when using dynamic lighting, or put a separate light source. This should do it for this one. See the ceiling, the architect on it is really good. Texturing is very, very good. This will probably go well with the vintage interior. You can make a good scene, both of them. And then the playground props for volume 3. The props are high quality, although just few. They're just few. And you can see from jagged line, they're probably opacity mask. Yes, they are. Good quality, but it's a single mesh. So this one is the post-apocalyptic desert. You can see this the kind of vehicle or a remnant of it. Some basic tools. Quality is not bad with this one actually. I don't know why I cannot see the root of that or the pivot on that door for some reason, which is strange. My guess would be that it's not visible on the viewport camera, somewhere else. We can go up to the stairs, get another floor. This kind of works for like survival apocalypse stuff. And this one is Retropunk Saloon. You can see the remnant of this vehicle. This vehicle was in one of their other packs, not in this bundle, but they probably just took the mesh and modified it. And this bike's also actually this is kind of usable, although it's just a static mesh. But if you can rig it, it can be a good thing. And the mirrors are seems correct, depending on their roughness and metallic values. Now, when you enter it, go through it, and the stand there, the this billiard board. I don't know even the other ones have it, but the balls are low poly. You can see they're not completely sphere when viewed from close. Going upstairs, you can see that skull with the horn. Some arcade machines. This one have a bullet or a broken thing on the screen. Pinball machine, although it's just one static mesh. Chair detail is actually very good on this one. This one is stable. It could go well with the horse in the dark medieval fantasy, so that's an extra thing that's included here. The door is a separate mesh. Where is the hay, by the way? Spider webs up there. Window. Oh, here it is. And other ones which are just empty just to fill the scene. This one is the stylized forest environment. I kind of get not much FPS on this one. The 3060 Ti. I know it's liking. I actually haven't checked what's causing this. Kind of reminds me of Ghibli style movies or the art style. Oh, actually, I'm noticing this now. The island that's the house is on is actually turtle. Okay, that's cool. The foliage are moving. These use opacity mask. You can see there. Lightning, I actually, like I said, very much like it. This one is the Indian stylized city, I believe. We can see this is like not a mirage, but like a duplication effect. Let's check the post process, check the material. We got 3 that are contributing to the scene. The first one is the one to add like an outline. The second one, yeah, it removes that effect. That was annoying. This one adds like some cell shading to it. You can change the values to however you like or entirely, completely remove it if you don't need it. Now, next is this car or SUV number 4. There are no mirrors. Oh, so it's like a camera, no mirrors. It's the interior. These are the separated different meshes. And when you play it, actually, skeleton meshes are also included. But there is like some sort of issue with it. This is also a project I imported into my project. You can see it's probably a chaos setup thingy there. And as you heard, you have to first turn on the vehicle for it to work. Now you can open the doors, close them. Also, yeah, the horn works, the lights work. One of the there are two modes for the horn. Also, the back door can be opened. Looking at the image, there are two static meshes. One of them is the higher vertices count, and the other one, this is the interior. And among them, only the wheel is rigged. Not bad of a detail there. This one is a courtyard environment. Just this scene. Looking at it from outside, the door is just one piece. You cannot open or close it. The meshes are somewhat modular. This is the garage. I actually really like this one. From the representation to the meshes themselves. Let's increase it, the brightness or the exposure compensation a bit to make the interior more visible. And we got this beetle up here. Probably like as for spares, or I don't know what it's supposed to be used for. There's no interior on it. The locker here can be opened. Tools here, they're actually fine. And I will probably show this one, the overview of this one, to look at the props more properly. This is the interior. There is nothing. This is the interior of the garage. Tone that down a bit. The IR on the glass is not correct. I noticed for most of the glasses and the other packs as well. Looking at the overview level for the props, they're very high quality. This is one of those packs that I say they are very, very good, even up close. And there are also some plugins included with this bundle. One of them is the object distribution plugin. Now you actually don't need this one if you get the level art, the ultimate level art tool, because that's included in the level art by itself. I don't know why they give the same thing twice, but this can be seen, it's there. We got 4 different things for the level art. Let's look at the auto supply in here. You can distribute meshes uh, along it. Create instance. No, let's actually put the meshes first. You can see the supplied static mesh array. Distributed according to that. There are some settings pertaining to it. We can choose whether it be instance static mesh. And for the object distribution, you make a preset or add an already one. When you select the assets in the content browser, you can just click the add selected asset, but you cannot drag drop it like you would in a normal array, because as seen there, doesn't work that way. And you just click create distribution. You can adjust the setting to make something proper. Goes along with the OD spawner center blueprint. You can also make a simulation by clicking the start simulation, and then you can stop it. And saving the simulation was somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. They cannot find it right now. You can move the actor to the world center, or move to camera. It actually puts it in front of you wherever you're looking. You can change distribution. There's also this mix preset. You have to have more than one preset for it to work. And the material assignment, you can see the name of each material slot for the meshes. It tells you which mesh on the right they belong to, and the material slot name and the material, so you can easily change them if you want without opening the mesh itself or the meshes themselves for previous selection. And just like that, you can change the material. And this is for the modular building one. This is kind of, I don't know why it gives this error. You can add different type here. Normally you got the floor, roof and stuff. You can, for example, add vase. I actually already made this preset before, so I'm just going to use that. You can drag it here to tell you where to put, and just click once and drag. This is for multiple placement. For repetitive placement, you just click once and it will put it there one by one. Overall, it's a okay tool. Looking at the Cathedral, the lighting is also way too bright. So disable the sun sky actor, then disable the post process, and it should be somewhat, somewhat good. Details are not bad. You can see they are normal map, flat, not geometry. The door here is just one piece. It's not separated into the functional parts. These are scaled, but you can see the sharp edges there. However, the pattern on the floor looks good. One thing here, it's double-sided, should be double-sided geometry, so that should have been enabled in the material, but it isn't. Here's a fix. Chandelier. I don't like the floor. The pattern of it is very good. It's too bright here because of a spotlight. You can decrease the intensity or just delete it like what I just did. The pattern of floor here is way too large, but yeah. We can go up still. You can see the pattern, the image there. Because there is no sun, or actually we disabled the sun sky actor, we can add a directional light and a lights section, not visual effect. So in well-lit environment, this actually looks good. Some parts are sculpted. Overall, mostly from normal maps. The side is not lit because of the direction of the sun. And you can see the tile on the floor. It looks up close. And looking at some of the characters that are included in the 1950 New York environment, only the characters are included. This is one of the five. The detail of clothes looks good. However, all of these, like the other ones, do suffer from non-compatibility with the UE5 skeleton. Detail-wise, the clothes do have detail on them. They look well, but I think some detail, some of the normals are too strong on some parts. This is another character. This is the police officer. There's also one without the jacket and the cap or the hat, so it can look like a normal salaryman. And a chef, or the same character without the apron and the hat becomes just a normal person. So good variety there. As for the VFX, there are two VFX packs that are included. I did download them, but they had compatibility issue with 5.3. I hope they get updated. As for the sound effects, of course, I want to include that. And the Vintage Room and the Western Gun Volume 2, I want to view those because I already did a somewhat more extensive review on both of them. So you can check those out. I'll link them in the description. As for the Medieval Interior, I actually previewed that one in a previous. It was part of a previous Humble Bundle by Leartes Studio, a kind of small one that was running in for a short time. I actually did a video. You can check that out as well. As for the Unity assets, I did actually download them and trying to port them over, but I wasn't successful. However, I found that because I was not that familiar with Unity interface, it wouldn't be a good showcase, but they do work there. It's still the same meshes. Porting them over would be a little bit time consuming. But even if you're just only going to use the ones that are made for Unreal, I think it's a good price. You get a lot of environments, meshes, and characters even, with some vehicles that can be functional. It's a good pack, and if you somehow can easily port the Unity stuff to Unreal, then it would be too good to be true kind of deal. That being said, it's not perfect either. They should have given you the option to choose between Unity or Unreal keys, whether on Humble Bundle or just give you the keys to the Gumroad and then give you the option to choose between Unreal or Unity. That would have been the optimal solution. And speaking of keys, there are lots of keys to redeem. You're gonna spend a lot of time just inputting keys and whatnot. That have its benefit. You can give some of the keys away if you have the environment already, but the downside is that you're gonna spend a lot of time redeeming keys. And because I already own some of the assets, I'm going to give them away to the person that comments something on the video, hopefully in less than 15 days or 2 weeks, because that's probably the time that this bundle is going to be alive if it doesn't get extended. It still have like less than 2 weeks. And yes, it was a very long video, although like I could only go into a little bit of detail on the first two. The others I just had to go through them, and not that anyone would watch until this point anyways. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.